on that basis, we're able to put together our sentiments for the rest of the trading week. Okay, so right about now, we're going to look at what the markets have done so far. And then on that basis, we're going to predict what the market is likely to do in the coming maybe days or weeks. All right. So first of all, let me see. Hold on. So guys, if today is your first time, joining in on a session like this, I'd like you to just drop a comment in the chat box. Let me know that this is your first time. Just drop a comment in the chat box. I'd like to know how many people are joining for the first time. Yeah, before we go into all of the rest of what we have to do today. Of course, don't forget, I'm going to be taking your questions, your inquiries, all of that. I'm going to be responding to today right here. Okay. So while we're doing that, while, those of you who are joining for the first time are, indicating. Let's go over DXY once more. All right, Mirabel, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. It's lovely having you here. So you guys remember, first things that we typically do, okay, the first things that we typically like to do is to figure out our pivots. All right, that's the critical thing that we often like to do. So now from the weekly time frame, when you look at what we have, all right, it tells us that for DXY, this is the nearest area of demand. That's the nearest area of demand, which typically tells us that DXY is most likely going to come into this zone before we get the opportunity for a bullish bounce. All right. Now, if this is DXY, which describes what we can expect from the US dollar, it means that if we go to a commodity like Euro USD, it means we should be looking for a buy to sell, a buy to sell kind of scenario on commodities like Euro USD. So let's clear that too. Start from scratch. Figure out our pivots. All right, figure out our pivots from the weekly time frame perspective. And then we can come to the daily time, to the 1 hour time frame to find possible areas of entry. All right, so I think that would be one. And then we can hold on to this as an alternative. So remember, we're seeing sell to buy on DXY. We're seeing a likely sell to buy on DXY. And that is why we're looking for a buy to sell on Euro USD. All right, which means Euro USD might react either from this zone, all right, or all the way up here. Okay. So either of those two regions are where we are trying to get opportunities from. Next, we're going to look at GBP USD. GBP USD. Remember, first we want to get our pivots. All right, I want to get our pivots. Then we'll come to the 1 hour time frame and we want to streamline those pivots. So from GU, we're seeing this and then possibly this. All right, because we have two regions where I am suspecting that, the buy to sell might take us to react from. Okay, so remember, this is the basis for our sentiment. DXY, we're seeing a sell to buy. All right, so Euro USD, we're looking for a buy to sell. GBP USD, we're looking for a buy to sell. Meaning on something like maybe USD JPY, we'll be looking for sell to buy. But hold on, let me confirm. Yeah. Yeah. I think that should be it. Well, USD JPY is most likely going to be a tricky one, because both USD and JPY are about to begin a bullish rally. All right, both of them are about to begin a bullish rally. So all right, so this is, hold on please, I need to reply someone in my DM that asked a question. All right, so Franco Mulumba, you asked what I mean by buy to sell. What I mean by buy to sell is simply a situation where price has a general intent to sell. All right, the general intent is that price wants to sell. But before that sell begins, it tries to first of all go higher, all right, so that it can tap into a proper region, which could either be a supply zone, it could be a pivot level, it could be a psychological level, it could be a resistance level, all right, it could be any of those things. But basically, it rises first so that it can come into an area of proper resistance before the drop happens. Do you get it now? So that is basically what the buy to sell means. So, Mr. Mulumba, you can inform me if that is clear. Just let me know if that's clear. All right, hold on, please. I'm waiting for his response so that we can continue. All right, good. I think that's clear. All right, so so that is for DXY. I think we might also want to do, let me see, NZD USD. Does it look like something I want to be interested in? No, sorry. Okay. That's interesting. Might even maybe just streamline this a little bit more. Okay, sweep liquidity from there, come into the fair value gap, and then, yep. All right, so yeah, that would be NZD-USD. All right, that would be NZD-USD from my end. We're looking at price reacting based on the sweep break retest pattern, the weekly time frame resistance, all right, from the pivot level. Then we're talking about the retest of the trend line resistance, which is a turncoat trend line in this situation. And then price coming, retesting the fair value gap and the bearish order block behind it here. Okay, so I think we have quite a number of confirmations that agree that this should be a bearish, a bearish trading idea, all right, or a bearish trading sentiment. So yeah, that's NZD-USD. I think we might still hold on. Did that break structure? Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, I think we could work with this. We could work with this. All right, so that is my sentiment. NZD-USD, we're looking for bearish, bearish confirmations once price approaches this region. All right, so that's the area we're watching for our bearish entry. This region right here. Okay, that particular region right there, that's what we're watching for. As for USD CAD, I'm not going to be dropping any sentiments on USD CAD because I think one of my colleagues already did that. So I'm just going to focus on the one that matters most to me. All right, so the next one, I think we can do maybe US 30, US 100. What do you guys think? Last week, US 30 actually reacted from the zone, but it didn't get to the one that we streamlined. But nonetheless, let's see, we can restart from the onset. All right, check out our zones, our levels, and all of that. Okay. All right, so US 30 already reacted from the weekly pivot. So what you want to do at this point is you want to wait for price to actually break structure here. All right, even though it seems like it already broke it with this with that tiny liquidity sweep, but to be on the safe side, you want to see a clear break above, above that region. Of course, this the current bullish move is as a result of the bounce from here after taking liquidity from there. But I would prefer to see US 30 if you wanna, if you're looking at buying. All right, I would recommend that you wait for a clear break, retest, and then you can do this. All right, that would be my recommendation on US 30. Yeah, so that's my sentiment on US 30. So let's see how that plays out on US 30. Then we'll do gold. Gold has been amazingly bullish since it broke above this trend line that I drew on the weekly time frame pivot. All right, broke above the trend line, the pivot, and then just kept soaring. So let's see if there are going to be any, new opportunities open up from gold. Let me see. Okay. So if we have this as our zone, although I very much doubt the possibility of that, but I think that if we're able to get a retracement, all right, if we're able to get gold retracing into this region, it would be a good opportunity to join the buys. All right, because that would mean that price kept liquidity from here, came into the fair value gap to fill it up. We also have confirmation or confluence from the sweep break retest pattern. All right, so from this area, we want to search for signs of a bullish reversal. All right, that's typically what we want to do when price gets into that region. All right, does it make sense? Does it make sense, guys? All right, so I think I'm going to allow you guys ask questions now. All right, probably just allow you unmute yourself. Jennifer Wobodo, Bakir Abdullahi, Success FX, Nicholas Kotave, and VIN. Any of you can unmute your mic and ask your question. The first to unmute goes first. Omon Huma, hello? You can also join.
Please.
Yeah, please. Success.
Please, can you help me to analyze BTC?
Okay, like I always give the disclaimer before I talk about BTC USD. Remember, I am not licensed to give financial advice regarding any cryptocurrencies whatsoever. So, meaning that whatever decision you take as a result of this analysis is purely at your own discretion. I think up 2 weeks ago or last week we talked about BTC USD and I told you price was going to sweep above this high, come back down here for a retest. All right, and then we saw that play out quite nicely. And this was the resistance zone that I marked out. Price also bounced off that. But now let's start again on a clean slate. We want to see what price is cooking. Okay, let me make it easier. Interesting. On the weekly time frame, this looks like a gigantic order block. All right, that was responsible for this break of structure. All right, we've seen the sweep of the bullish or the buy side liquidity. We've seen, price take out liquidity from that low. Which makes this a very interesting, situation. Yeah, if I can say that. Because, okay, yes, price reacted from here. I think we have this demand zone as well. But because we're on the daily time frame, let's just go down to maybe 4 hours. Okay. I think BTC USD is probably still going bullish. All right, I believe it's still going to go bullish. Hold on, let me. All right, so I believe BTC USD is still going bullish, but it is currently trading within this channel. All right, it's currently trading within this channel. Okay. If for any reason we're able to see price break above this high, then the bullish sentiment will be completely confirmed, and then we can just pitch that ride. All right, we can just climb together with the price action in that direction. Okay, so the major resistance zone is here, all right, around this area. But once price is able to break through that region, the bullish sentiment will be absolutely, definitely confirmed.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, you're welcome, my friend. Okay, who else is going up? Omon Umar, did you unmute your mic yet? Who else is unmuted on mics? City Kid, you can ask your question. Beta Man, you can ask your question. Sabiu Lawan, you can ask your question. Let me see. Dan Bapa Guaman, you can ask your question. All right, ICT Kid, let's have you. Beta Man, hold on, please. ICT Kid. Hello, ICT Kid. Let the P play the ball. Let the P pay the bill. All right, he just disappeared. Better man, you can unmute your mic and ask a question, please.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, I'd like us to look at NASDAQ, NAS 100.
Okay.
All right.
Well, NAS 100 is still very much trading within the zone that I showed some weeks ago. All right, this zone, this demand. So right now, just hypothetically, or let me just say, just literally looking at it, NAS 100, we've seen a break of structure here. Can you see that break of structure?
Yes, sir. I see that.
And then price came back for a retest here.
Yeah.
So right now, if I want to decide or determine what exactly NASDAQ is going to be doing next, all right, I think my sentiment would still align with the current direction, which is bullish. Okay. However, there's a chance that price steps back a bit for a retest. And I'm saying that because, you know, after this break of structure, all right, this is the demand zone. So even though price tested the demand zone on the 4 hours time frame, we see that that demand zone does not overlap with the daily time frame demand. So that could then make this whole region, all right, this entire level, that could make it act as a liquidity grab, all right, for price to be able to come lower and then react, all right. But nonetheless, the overall sentiment is bullish. If for any reason price breaks above this high, if we see price break above this high now,
Yes,
then
sir.
our sentiment is going to completely be confirmed as a bullish shift. And we will not wait for price to come here anymore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Does it make sense now?
Of course, it does. Thanks a
All
lot.
right, all right. Amazing. So our
Good evening,
sentiment is
sir.
still, don't forget that. Yeah, Dan, good afternoon.
I'm fine, sir. So I need some analysis on lower time frame for gold.
All right. Dan, is this your first time?
No, no be this for my first time now.
This is not your first time.
Yes, sir. I seen this analysis for 4 hours time frame. So I need to on lower time frame on this token.
All right. This is gold. Lower time frame does not really, it's not very different from what I already showed on the higher time frame.
Huh?
We're seeing price currently trading within this, let me see, this channel. Yeah, this channel. So right about now, like I said, sentiment on gold is still bullish, but entries will be made based on the confirmations that price presents. So whatever confirmation price ends up presenting is what will determine what our approach will be. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We're looking for buying opportunities. That's the summary. We're looking for opportunities to buy. So whatever
Okay.
strategy that you use or that you have, just know that what you're looking for is avenues to buy.
Yeah,
Simple.
I understand, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Sabi Ulawan, Francois Mulumba. If you have questions, unmute your mic and ask it. Vin, V-I-N. If you have questions, you can also unmute your mic and ask it.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you. And you?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hey, sir, if I want to check for me, GBP USD.
All right, GBP USD, we already analyzed it. It's a buy to sell setup. We already talked about it. And if you missed that, you can always ask me to send you the link to watch the recording. So the recording is usually going to be uploaded on YouTube. You can watch the recording after the session.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, but this is the sentiment on GBP USD. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for opportunities to sell.
Okay, and GBP USD, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
All right. Francois Mulumba and Paisley Robinson. If you have questions, please unmute your mic. Let's have you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead, please. Mulumba, go ahead, please.
Hello, sir.
All right, Vin, let's have you.
Okay, I was asking, is the news going to affect the predictions that you have made?
Yeah, well, usually the news is expected to go in favor of this analysis, unless if the smart money or the market makers refuse to join in. Because this is summer, all right?
Yes.
Summer should be ending in a couple of weeks, but that's basically a season where many of the market makers are not trading.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is my sentiment, and provided everything is, all things being equal, each price is expected to follow this pattern.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But remember, all things in the market exist based on probabilities, so you don't want to get stuck with just one system, one sentiment. And that's why I keep telling you, regions where we start to look for confirmations. So it's one thing to have a sentiment, it's another thing to have actual confirmations of what we're talking about. All right, okay. Okay, greatest, please unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Francois, please hold on. Okay, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, can I know your sentiments on CHFJPY? I took a sell trade on it because of the gap it had on the daily and 4-hour time frame. But seems like it's still going upward.
Before you took that trade, you probably should have checked JPY basket first, because this was the move that opened the market on JPY basket. This was the move that opened the week on JPY basket. So JPY cannot be bearish and then you're buying, you're selling CHF JPY. So right now, if you're going to be trading CHF JPY, if you want to be sure that this demand zone is actually influencing price. So what you do is you come back to CHF JPY. Honestly, this is going to be a tough one because even on the weekly time frame, I wanted to see what I'm talking about. On the weekly time frame, if you look closely, you'd see price is about to break above the weekly high. If it hasn't already, you know. So what does that tell us? It tells us that there's a possibility that price does a break and return. But if you're going to be selling CHF JPY, the simple approach would be for you to come and wait for a break of structure that causes a change of character. So you want to probably see maybe something along this line, price reacting. All right, which would be as a result of price coming, breaking below this low.
Okay.
And then coming to take liquidity before retest. If this does not happen, your only other alternative for a sell on CHF JPY would be that price completely breaks below this low and this trend line.
Okay.
That is my recommendation. So right now, selling CHF JPY is not a very good idea, so to say.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Even though you did not offer me anything from what you were eating, but let's see. Who else is there? Who else is there? Yeah, Francis, you can go ahead now.
Yes, I wanted to ask for Bitcoin. Is it gonna move in a downtrend because there's a slight gap in one of the candlestick?
You people need to know that when you see gaps do not necessarily mean that the market is going to move one way or the other. Gaps typically tell you that there was a difference between what happened in the market and what was recorded on the chart.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean that, price is about to reverse or something. The major thing that price is saying to you when there's a gap is that something happened in the market, in the real market, that was not recorded on the charts. And usually we know that market is just opening from the weekend. So if there is a gap at the start of a new week, it doesn't necessarily mean that anything substantial happened. Oftentimes on Mondays, when you see a gap, it simply tells you that, especially on commodities like Bitcoin, that we know that whether the Forex market is open or not, it is still being traded. So when you come across gaps like that, it simply tells you that during the weekend, while the Forex market from your broker was closed, there were transactions that were undertaken or that took place on Bitcoin that led to an increase in price. So
But
we are
there's a
waking
gap
up.
in the gap
In the what?
has happened like the gap happened like just now around 3 p.m.
I'm telling you, oftentimes, because today is Monday, those gaps are unreliable. For example,
I see.
what time frame did you see the gap?
In the 1 minute time frame. Just now.
That if you're seeing a gap on the 1 minute time frame, it is even way less reliable than any other kind of gap. Let me show you why. You saw this gap here.
Yeah, same one.
But did you see there was a gap before it?
Oh, I never checked. Let me check. Yeah, I'm seeing it
If you
on
check
here
on the
now.
1 minute, you will see so many gaps. And then you will realize that that is simply telling you that the 1 minute gaps are not reliable at all.
Okay.
All right. If you want to talk about a gap, you are looking at maybe 1 hour, 4 hours time frame, and then that we would call a gap, a real gap.
Okay, no problem.
Do you get it now?
Yes.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for asking your question. Who else is there? TD Global, Hamza Ali, and ID. First on mute goes first. TD Global, Hamza Ali, and ID. If you have questions, please unmute your mic and ask them. First on mute goes first.
Okay. Good day, sir.
Yes, good day to you.
Yes, please. I want to know your take on Bitcoin. Sorry.
All right, this is the Bitcoin chart already. This is the chart. We already did the analysis, weekly time frame, daily time frame, and the sentiment shows us that Bitcoin is most likely bullish. However, to confirm that sentiment, we want to see price break above this trend line resistance, or I want to see price break above it, come for a retest around this weekly time frame pivot, and then we will be able to take our own buy entries from somewhere here.
Thanks.
Is it clear?
Yes, please. Thanks.
All right, you're welcome. Yes, Hamza, go ahead and unmute your and ask your question.
Thank you for giving this permission. So I wanted to know. I joined it lately, so I wanted to know the pairs that you have analyzed, at least so that I can know. I can have some clues about the pairs.
Okay. Well, like I always say, the recording, the video, you can access the video by simply requesting for the link. All right. I can always send you the link, from the video so you can watch it. And yes, we've talked about DXY, we've talked about EU, GU, we've talked about NZD, USD, we've talked about gold. I think we talked about USD JPY. Yes, we did talk about USD JPY. We talked about NAS 100, US 100. We talked about JPY basket slightly. And then, yes, CHF JPY and then Bitcoin. So we were on the Bitcoin chart just now.
Okay. Then can you do for me about US 30?
All right. This is the sentiment on US 30. This is what we talked about on US 30. I mentioned the fact that US 30 is trading within this channel. And before I can consider US 30 to actually be bullish, I need to see price break above this high, then come for a retest, because this would be my region for a possible entry. Because currently price is very close to a weekly time frame pivot.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, who else is there? Okay. ID, please unmute your mic and ask your question. Kingsley Fabian, Chukwebuka, you guys can unmute your mic and ask your questions. All right. Okay. It seems you have another question.
Yeah.
All right. Chukwebuka, go ahead, please.
Yes,
Okay, please hold on. Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Chukwebuka.
Yes. So I wanted to quickly ask, how do we get the recorded video? You say we should reach out. Well, after the NFP, thank you so much again. I reached out to your.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, I'm with you, please.
I reached out to your Facebook page, but you haven't responded. So I don't know how to reach out to get this recording, because I'm actually on transit, like I'm driving, but I have to park to speak.
Oh, just text this account on Telegram, FX Templar. That's my account on Facebook. I'm not very active on Facebook. I'm not a very conversant person with Facebook in that manner.
Okay. Okay, I caught the account. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, sir. My question is about what you just recently said concerning gaps. You said that they don't necessarily mean that price will revert, but that they are basically transactions that were not recorded in the market. So my question is, like, does it mean that gaps do not attract prices at all? Or because usually I see them like maybe like fair value gaps, they're like internal rate liquidity that price usually comes back to before going up. So does it mean that it does not attract price? Or that's my question, sir.
All right. Let me break it down like this. Gaps that attract price are gaps that were produced as a result of heavy volatility. All right. So that's why I tell people that even if you're trading or looking for a fair value gap, what the momentum that created that fair value gap must break structure. As a matter of compulsion, it must break structure. There has to be a practical break of structure before we can say that, yes, this is an actual break of structure. You get it now? So we are not talking about, oh, this is a gap that just occurred just anywhere. No. The emphasis has to be that this is a gap that was created by a momentum that broke structure.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. Augustine Thomas, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Augustine Thomas, ID, and Kingsley Fabian, you guys can unmute your mic and ask your question. Augustine Thomas, Kingsley Fabian, and ID, you guys can unmute your mic and ask your questions, please. Okay. It seems you guys are currently preoccupied. Sabi Lawan, do you have a question? Sabi Lawan, me, Augustine Thomas, and ID. If you guys have questions, please unmute your mic and ask your question.
All right. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
So I really want to ask the problem or the cause of this bullish run of gold. Gold has been so bullish since last week. So I want to know what's the problem? Why is gold really bullish like this? What's fueling the bullish movement of this gold?
All right.
And also how to get possible interest.
Okay, the thing is, when it comes to gold, majority of the moves on gold are driven by what we call geopolitical factors. All right. Sometimes those factors are as a result of maybe political unrest, and several other things that could result in imbalance in the security architecture of a region. So when there is crisis, war, or stuff like that, the truth is the fact that gold will rise because wealthy people try to use gold as a form of securing their funds.
All right.
Do you get it now?
Yes, sir. I get it.
So out of fear, when rich people begin to buy and stock up on gold, that also reflects in the demand, all right, which drives prices up.
Oh.
Do you get it?
Yes, sir. I get it.
All right. Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Sabi Lawan, what's your question, please?
Yes, sir. As you say, like we have put your video on which channel?
The video?
That we say you are putting any video that you are video it inside this group.
Well, just text me. I'll send you the link once it's uploaded.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I think I'm just going to take one more person. Amza Ali, did you have a question?
Yes, I have.
All right, go ahead, please.
My question is on gold.
Okay.
It's bullish right now, right? So
yes, we're expecting it to continue bullish.
Yeah. So my strategy, I'm always using supply and demand. So I've seen like gold is making a bullish move. It formed like an engulfing candle, indecision candle. Then you see an impulsive move. After an impulsive move, you'll see a nice breakout structure somewhere. Then you mark that a nice breakout structure. Then you mark an order block on the engulfing candle. So you wait for gold to come back to your order block, then it goes up. But the problem is that gold most of the time is only continuing to going up. So I'm asking, what's the best strategy to use, like when you want to trade on gold?
All right. The truth is, many times, of course, gold may not come back for a retracement, for a retest. All right. But if you know where to look, you will find the retracements or the retests. Let me give you an example. This was a break of structure here, and gold kept going, but you can see it came back for the retest. This was a break of structure, and it came back for a retest. So gold comes back for retests sometimes, but the issue is that the area that people watch for entries usually get left behind, because what gold does mostly is to return to areas like this. Areas like this. All right. instead of coming to the other block. Do you get it? Is it clear?
Yeah, yeah.
You already muted yourself. Okay, so look for areas like this, not areas like this.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah,
that would
thank you.
help. You're welcome. Should I take this last person? Kenny Joe, what's your question, please? Quickly. Kenny Joe, what's your question, please? Unmute your mic and ask it quickly. All right. It seems he doesn't have a question. So we're going to wrap it up here, guys. I'm going to upload the videos in the next, the video on YouTube in the next maybe 5 to 10 minutes. All right. And then for all of you who have sent me private messages, I'm going to send across the link to watch the video to you as quickly as possible. All right. So thank you so much, guys. Once again, Ken Joe, are you back with your question now?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Please make it quick.
Please, I just joined this convention very late. I want to know the analysis for
on what? All right, Kenny, if you can hear me, just send a DM. All right, send a DM. I'm going to send you the link to watch the video once you're done. All right, guys, till Monday when I come your way again. All right, God bless you. Have a nice trading week. FOMC, we're going to be trading live on YouTube. CPI, we're going to be trading live on YouTube. And I think that's pretty much it for this month. All right, so take care of yourself and bye-bye.